Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Dane, your host. Hope you're having a great day wherever you may be. Recently I did a video on my top 40 favorite live albums of all time. This is a follow-up to that video. This is entitled Must Have Live Albums, the Honorable Mentions. So let's go ahead and jump right in. There is no order. And also recently I talked about this album before in just a few days ago about my love-hate relationship with it. This was a retrospective video. And of course, Uriah Heep Live, January 1973. I have to include this as one of my honorable mentions because it's still worth getting despite the flaws. And what I want to talk about very briefly are the songs that stand out the most, that I enjoy the most from this album. And those are Traveler in Time, Easy Living, July Morning, Tears in My Eyes, Circle of Hands is just powerful here. Great live version of that. Look at Yourself, and Love Machine. And what really holds this album together, the glue that holds this album together, if I may say so, is Gary Thayne. Gary Thayne alone is why you get this album. All right? Now, next is The Kids Are All Right from The Who. This is both a live album and it's also a soundtrack to the movie. And the standout tracks for me personally are My Generation, Baba O'Riley, Long Live Rock, Tommy Can You Hear Me, just fabulous, Pinball Wizard, See Me, Feel Me is great, and Won't Get Fooled Again. There are other tracks, of course, but those are my favorite. It's worth getting, and therefore an honorable mention. Next is Live at Budokan, the 2 CD version from Cheap Trick. And my favorite songs, not in any order, not yet, are Hello There, Oh Carolyn, L.O. Kitties, California Man, Need Your Love. And then the next 4 are my favorite in this order. 4th favorite, Ain't That a Shame, great live version and a cover version of Fats Domino's, a wonderful song. Next is Surrender, my 3rd favorite. My 2nd favorite, Clock Strikes 10. And then my favorite of all time, the definitive version of I Want You to Want Me. Because, let's face it, the studio version is just kind of weak tea, if I'm going to be honest. It's slow and kind of boring. But the live version is heavy. It's got grit to it. It's got some punch to it. It is to Live at Budokan what Rock and Roll All Night is to Kiss Alive, right? In other words, the live version is the definitive version. Okay, next is the powerful and wonderful and amazing Wings Over America 3 vinyl version. Well, it's the only version, or I think it's even a 3 CD. And maybe just 2 CDs, but originally on 3 pieces of vinyl. And 3 of my favorite songs are on here, not necessarily in this order. Maybe I'm Amazed, My Love, and Band on the Run. Worth having by itself for these 3 songs. But you'll also get some Beatles songs. You get Long and Winding Road, Bluebird, I've Just Seen a Face is amazing here, and Yesterday is also amazing. And you get, of course, perhaps the biggest hit from the album is Live and Let Die, which is just great. So, Wings Over America, Paul McCartney and Wings. Next is Roger Waters' version of The Wall. And this has some songs that are not on The Wall. You get all the songs that we know and love from the Pink Floyd version, whether Is There Anybody Out There, the live version, or the studio. But you get a song called The Ballad of Jean-Charles de Menzes, which is very powerful. And so it has a nice place in this updated, if you will, version of The Wall. There's also a movie that goes with this. I think you have to buy them. You have to buy them separately. But this is just great. I'm a big Pink Floyd fan. I'm a big Roger Waters fan. I love his music, most of it anyway. Some of it's mediocre, but overall, I do like it. When this came out, I was like, wow, I have to get this. So if you don't have this yet, you want to get this. So Roger Waters' The Wall is definitely one of my honorable mentions. Let's see. Space Ritual from Hawkwind. The standout tracks for me are Lord of Light, Black Corridor, which is a Michael Moorcock penned song. He collaborated with the band quite often, a little bit with Blue Oyster Cult as well, the fantasy sci-fi author known for his character, the albino Elric of Melniboné, which is also the mascot for the band Cirith Ungol. They have a new album coming out, by the way. Comes out October 20th, I believe. So if you're a fan, you want to get that. To get back on track to Space Ritual, Space is Deep, Brainstorm, Sonic Attack is fabulous, Masters of the Universe, and Welcome to the Future are my two favorite songs on this particular album. And of course, the way Gary Thane is the glue that holds Uriah Heep live together, Lemmy is the glue that holds this band together on this particular live album, I think. Anyway, I'm a little biased because I'm a big Lemmy fan. Anyway, my next album, honorable mention, is Peter Gabriel Plays Live, and while the whole album is phenomenal, although I'm not the biggest fan of the song Biko, which closes the album, it's okay. I wish he would have closed with something else. My two favorite songs of all time from Peter Gabriel on this, and those are San Jacinto and Shock the Monkey, and so those two alone this album is worth getting because of those two songs alone. Next is Rainbow live in Cologne. This is a far better album, or a superior album is what I'm trying to say, than On Stage, which is just pitiful in so many ways, because it doesn't have Stargazer on it, for one thing. This has Stargazer on it, and it's phenomenal. It also has Do You Close Your Eyes to end the album, and it has another 15 minutes and change version of Still I'm Sad, which is, I think, a better version than the one on Stage. So if you can still get Live at Cologne, it's worth getting. Live in Cologne. Great Rainbow album. My favorite live Rainbow album of all time. It's that good. It's worth having. Next is Frampton Comes Alive. And I think this is a bit overrated. I know that's blasphemous, but there's just a couple songs on here I think could have been replaced by some of earlier tracks, like off the first or second of his solo albums. Of course, this comes out after his fourth solo album, and the standout tracks for me are "Baby I Love Your Way," "Shine On," and "Do You Feel Like We Do." That of course, that's the closer, and that's why you get this album right. 14 minutes and change, much longer than the studio version. The whole voice box thing. But I wish he wouldn't have done a Stones cover, Jumpin' Jack Flash. I wish he would have done more of his own thing. So it's kind of like the Uriah Heep thing all over again. No medley, but you're doing a cover song. Put something from Frampton's Camel, or, your first album, or your second album, or even your third, right? I think Frampton's Camel's the fourth. I get the third and fourth mixed up in the chronology. One's just called Frampton, right? I get those two mixed up. So anyway, even though I think it's a little bit overrated, it's definitely one of my honorable mentions because I do listen to it from time to time. And of course, this was one of my dad's favorite albums. But like me, he always seemed to want to go to side 4 and play that last song first, right? Or sometimes the only thing he would play. Anyway, so Frampton Comes Alive does make my honorable mentions list. Let's see. All right. Okay, so next is Live Bullet from Bob Seger. You're a Bob Seger fan, you have to get this. And since I'm showing this, I also want to mention Nine Tonight. Both Live Bullet and Nine Tonight are in my honorable mentions list. This, of course, is his definitive live versions of his earlier stuff, right? Is the first half of his career, give or take, not counting necessarily his first 2 or 3 studio albums, which aren't not that good, although the first album is really good. I like that. But you get Nutbush, City Limits, Traveling Man, Beautiful Loser, Jody Girl, I've Been Working, Turn the Page, of course, the definitive version here, UMC, Bo Diddley, Ramblin' Gamblin' Man. There we go. There's a song from the first album. Heavy Music, also a song from one of his first couple, I think his second or third album. Kathmandu is phenomenal here. Looking Back, Get Out of Denver, Let It Rock, and then you have the bonus track, I Feel Like Breaking Up Somebody's Home. And of course, Nine Tonight is more of his second part of his career for the most part, and that's fabulous as well. Anyway, so Bob Seger, big fan, thanks to my dad, in part. Replugged Live, Tesla. talk about a rockin' album. This is out of print, unfortunately, and your third-party sellers want an arm and a leg for it. I missed out. I remember finding a library somewhere as a third-party seller on Amazon. They wanted it for like 18, and I said, okay, I'll wait till I get paid. And then I waited till I got paid, and then it was gone. So, and now they're asking for like $60, $70. So we got a book and CD show coming to one of our arenas here, so I'm probably going to see if I can get it there. Cross my fingers, right? So Replugged Live, Tesla. I have it on MP3 format only, but I like to get it on physical copy. Live in Athens, Iced Earth. This is to Iced Earth what Live After Death is to Iron Maiden, although Iron Maiden, I think, is the far superior band, but I do like me some Iced Earth. And I have the, I can't remember the name of the title, but I do have their other live album where they're in Cyprus, and I can't remember the name of it, as I said, but that's really good. But Live in Athens is better, and I just have that on MP3 also. So, and I have the one in Cyprus on actual CD. Let's see, where do I want to go next? Ladies and Gentlemen, the Rolling Stones. If you have that on DVD or Blu-ray, you know what I'm talking about. Recently, they just released this in CD version, not that long ago, I don't believe. Maybe in the last year and a half, maybe a little bit longer. Of course, this is phenomenal because you have your virtuoso guitarist in the band, as short of a stint as it was playing. So Mick Taylor, right? You got to get it for him alone. He's the glue that holds this album together. And and of course, for me personally, Mick Taylor is, and of course, Beggar's Banquet before that, Brian Jones plus the Mick Taylor albums is, in my opinion, the Stones' best run. So this is kind of a culmination of all that live. You got to get that if you're a Rolling Stones fan. On Your Feet or On Your Knees, Blue Oyster Cult. They pull a Kiss after their first 3 albums. They put out a live album. It's got the limousine with the in front of the church with the flags on the front of the limo with the Blue Oyster Cult symbol, the Mark of Cronus. Just the greatest hits of the first 3 albums. It's phenomenal. You have to get it. Double Live Gonzo from Ted Nugent. You got him doing a song or two from his Amboy Dukes days. And, of course, you've got that great intro where he says, "This is a love song. I'd like to dedicate this song to all that Nashville fill in the blank." Great song. Next is The Eagle Has Landed from Saxon. And I have 2 versions of this. There are actually 3 versions. There's the original, which isn't a double, but then they put this out, which has a bonus tracks. So you get 16 songs. So I'm going to cheat a little bit and count this as a double CD. It would make a double live album on vinyl if they put it out today, although the original 10 would just be a single disc. A single vinyl. And then you have the 40th edition, which is a little bit different. You have 3 discs here, but I'm gonna count with this one because this is the best days of Saxon, the front half of their discography. This has some really great stuff. There's some really great stuff in their back half of the discography as well, but this is where it's at for me when it comes to Saxon. So the Eagle Has Landed live, but you want to get the 40th edition if you're a Saxon fan too. They're both worth having. All right, Double Trouble live from Molly Hatchet. Unfortunately, it's missing a couple songs that made it on the vinyl record because they couldn't fit it. But you get Whiskey Man, Bounty Hunter, Gator Country, Flirting with Disaster, Stone in Your Heart, Satisfied Man, Bloody Reunion. They do Freebird because when this came out, the plane crash had just happened not too long before this came out. I mean, Dreams I'll Never See. Oh, what a great song. Edge of Sundown, Follow the Peacemakers is fabulous. And then Beating the Odds. And, of course, Danny Joe Brown returns to the band for this, or maybe the album before this. And so this is why this is worth having. He's the glue that holds this album together, plus the guitar work is fabulous. All right. Decade of Aggression live, Slayer. Again, I only have this in MP3 format. Unfortunately, you can't get this for some reason. I do not know why this is out of print. This is essentially Slayer doing their greatest hits. 2 CDs worth of greatest hits. You got to get this. Staying Alive by Accept. Like Slayer, this is their greatest hits live. I think it rides on the coattails of the Metal Heart album. All right, fabulous. Live at the Rainbow, Genesis. Let me just pull this out here. 1973. And you get Watcher of the Skies, Dancing with the Moonlit Night, The Cinema Show, I Know What I Like, Firth of Fifth, The Musical Box, More Fool Me, The Battle of Ebbing Forest, CD2, Supper's Ready, and then you get some bonus tracks. This is phenomenal. And then paired with that is Genesis, live in West Palm Beach, January 1975. They do The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway in its entirety, 2 discs worth, and then it closes with a almost 11-minute version of The Musical Box. This is fabulous. All right, next is Black Sabbath, Reunion, and I'm cheating a little bit here because it's got 2 studio tracks, Psycho Man and Selling My Soul, but I'm quite fond of this. This is worth having. It's that good. I think it's that good. I think this is underrated. Ozzy sounds great. The whole band sounds great. Neil Young, Weld. 2 CDs. Arc is just a lot of feedback, but it's kind of cool. It's kind of doing him do that Sonic Youth thing, inspired by it. So disc 1 is the black, the color. Hey Hey My, Into the Black, Crime in the City, Blowing in the Wind, Welfare Mothers, Love to Burn, Cinnamon Girls, Great, Mansion on the Hill, Effin' Up. Disc 2, Black and White, Cortez the Killer, Powderfinger, Love and Only Love, Rockin' in the Free World, Like a Hurricane, Farmer John, Tonight's the Night, and Roll Another Number. So this is earlier stuff mostly on this, and this is kind of later stuff, but unless you count Cinnamon Girl. A friend of mine, I had the chance to go see them. Well, I thought I had the chance to go see them, and it turned out I had to work instead, and I couldn't get out of it back when these came out, and they played here in New Orleans. And if you listen to this, this is Neil Young at his heaviest. I mean, you can look at the album cover. He's just jamming away and having the best time. You know, a lot of distortion and stuff. Just great old Neil Young having a lot of heavy fun, right? So you got to get this if you're a Neil Young fan. I mean, live at the Fillmore East, Jimi Hendrix. Okay, Monterey's too short if you ask me. You get 2 discs here. Stone Free, Power of Soul, Hear My Train A-Comin', Isabella, Machine Gun, Voodoo Child, We Gotta Live Together. Yes, and then you got Old Lang Syne, Who Knows, Changes. You got Machine Gun Again, Stepping Stone, Stop, Earth Blues, Burning Desire, and Wild Thing. So one song repeats. So cheating just a little bit. Love the album cover. Love the album. Phenomenal. And then finally, another Neil Young album. I'd like to put... well, I'm going to save that for another day. In preparation for this video, I'm still thinking of 2 Neil Young albums, but I'm going to go with this one. It just clicked. It's got to be this one. And it's Roxy, Tonight's the Night Live, Neil Young with the Santa Monica Flyers. Oh my God. This is phenomenal. There are so many good Neil Young live albums, and it's hard to put. This one's better than that one. But now that I'm making the video, I had to go with, I went with my instinct, I went with my gut, and it's this one. And the other one is Somewhere Under the Rainbow, this close, or maybe this close. Almost chose that one. This one's got a better track listing, and that's what clicked when I'm like, oh, wait, I got to put this one here. So there you have it. These are my honorable mentions to my favorite live albums of all time. I hope you had a wonderful time watching this video. If you did, please click the notification. If you did, please click the like button and subscribe button to be to help this young channel grow and to be apprised of all upcoming videos. Please click the notification button. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Take care now. Bye.